A bald man was secretly eating flour in his car when a police car suddenly pulled up behind him. A female officer got out and started carefully examining the bald man. Surprisingly, the bald man wasn't nervous at all, and even invited her into his car. The female officer looked around before getting into his car. They both took a deep breath, and suddenly, the bald man lunged at her, but she pushed him away with one swift move.
Business first.
Then, the bald man mysteriously handed the female officer a paper bag full of money. It turned out that they were part of a scheme involving the female officer and her superior, who had been handing over seized flour to the bald man for him to sell, with the profits going into their pockets. At that moment, a woman appeared unexpectedly. Her name was Jenny, and she was a reporter. Hearing noises below, she instinctively grabbed her camera and began snapping pictures. Meanwhile, the female officer and the bald man were arguing over the distribution of the money. In the middle of their dispute, the officer suddenly heard a cell phone ring. She reached for it, only to discover that it was the phone the bald man had hidden earlier.
You fucking recording me, Jimmy?
Seeing this, the bald man threw flour in the officer's face and jumped out of the car, running for his life. Enraged, the officer pulled out her gun and shot him dead. What she didn't realize was that everything had been captured on camera by Jenny. Not far away, in a small cabin, a retired officer named Old Blake had come to the woods to clear his mind after his wife passed away. He had left his badge and phone behind, fully immersing himself in nature. At that moment, the female officer was dealing with the bald man's body. As she scanned the area, she noticed movement in the bushes.
Who's there?
Jenny, terrified, didn't even stop to pick up her dropped camera. She turned and ran as fast as she could. The officer realized the gravity of the situation and quickly called her superior. Her superior told her that there were only 2 exits from the area, and that she needed to guard one while her colleague, Ryan, would take care of the other. Ryan, however, didn't grasp the seriousness of the situation. When he arrived, he casually tasted the saltiness of the flour on the car and, unfazed, collected the money and flour. Then, he cleaned up the car. Meanwhile, the female officer was getting closer to Jenny, who was just a few feet away, hidden behind a tree branch. The officer called out loudly, trying to intimidate her. Even if you escape and call the police, it won't matter. They're all with us. Feeling desperate, Jenny realized she had no way out. She finally stepped out and promised she wouldn't tell anyone about what had happened. At this point, Jenny was so terrified that she couldn't move. Just as the officer was trying to calm her down and bring her back to the station, a voice crackled over the radio.
Did you find that stray cat and put her down?
Realizing the situation was spiraling out of control, the officer grabbed Jenny by the throat, but Jenny bit her, forcing the officer to drop her gun. As the officer searched for her weapon, Jenny took the opportunity to run down the hill, only to collide head-on with Ryan.